What's up, family? Man, I bless each and every one of you. May God continue to guide you, keep you, comfort you, and aid you in your growth and development, as well as the healing stages of your life. Family, we have to grow up emotionally. Man, this is going to be rough. This is going to be rough. You know what I mean? Stay with me. We're going to go somewhere in this one. One of the hardest things that we as chosen ones, those of us that have a pure heart, that how come people can't see our intent? How come people can't look and see our heart? How come people can't see our motives? How come people can't see that, man, we're trying to be a blessing to them? Stay with me. We're going somewhere on this one. And we get so frustrated because how come they can't see us? How come they can't see how much I love them? How come they can't see how much I value them? How come they can't see how much I appreciate and how much I want the best for them? And so we get frustrated when people walk out of our lives. We get frustrated when people throw us to the curve. You know what I mean? When people reject us and abandon us and choose somebody else over us. And you know that other person, all they want to do is just hit it. You know what I mean? All that other person want to do is just be a monkey wrench to stop you from getting what you want or stop you from having this person in your life. You know what I mean? You know that other person don't really want them. It's just a game to them. But you're frustrated because how come the person you love can't see that? And so they get all caught up into this other person only to get dogged the fuck out. And then they want to come crying back to you. They want to come back and lean on your shoulder. They want to come back and get some understanding of how could that other person do them that way. We're going somewhere today, I promise you. And so we get all brokenhearted. We get all caught up in our feelings and emotions as to how come people can't see the true, the real us? How come people can't see that I'm being authentic? How come people can't see that I'm transparent and that my love is for real? How come people can't see that this is genuinely who I am? How come people can't see that I'm truly a nurturing and loving person? How come people can't truly see that I'm a giving person? I'll give you my all and woo-doo-doo, that I'm truly a ride or die and da-da-da. How come people can't see that? People say they want that, but then when they get that, they can't see it in you. We're going somewhere today, I promise you. And it's frustrating. It's nerve-wracking how people could see that in everybody else but you. How come you can see all these great qualities and these sorry-ass, nappy-head, no-good, lazy-ass, trifling motherfucking dudes, but you can't see it in me? How come you can see it in all these other hoes out here on the fucking street that's selling their body, doing anything and everything they can just to get the next, just to get the next fucking bag? How come you can see it in all these sorry-ass gangs, but you can't see it in this woman that's a fucking queen? And we go through this shit. We're talking about real chosen ones. This ain't gonna apply to everybody. You know what I mean? This is just for a select few. And it breaks our heart that people can't see that in us. They see it in everybody else. They see it in motherfuckers who ain't even got those type of qualities. They see it in motherfuckers who ain't shit, you know what I mean? Who ain't about shit, who ain't doing shit, who ain't going nowhere. They see all these great attributes in all of these other people, but they can't see it in the real one. They can't see it in the child of God. They can't see it in the chosen one. And we get so fucked up over this. What God said to show me. Elijah, the reason why I've allowed you in this situation, in all of these situations, because I needed you to understand something. I needed you to see life through my eyes. Stay with me. Here we go. And I'm like, God, what are you talking about? What are you talking about through your eyes, God? He said, Elijah, you hated me as a little kid because I allowed your mother to get murdered right in front of you when you were 2 years old. Elijah, you cussed me out and told me I wasn't shit. I'm talking to God. And God's telling me to replaying my life to him, to me. And he's telling me, Elijah, you cussed me out and told me you wanted to go to war with me and da-da-da-da-da when you were 6 years old because I allowed you to be molested as a 6-year-old kid by those guys claiming to be Christians. Elijah, you hated me as God, as source, as universe, because I allowed your beautiful, precious wife to pass away from breast cancer. Elijah, you hated me because I allowed your wife, your younger kid's mom, to leave you, to go back to her abusive boyfriend. She packed up the kids and tried to get reconnected with him. You hated me, Elijah. You remember, Elijah, you told me that I wasn't shit. You remember, Elijah, you told me to fuck off and go to fucking hell and to leave you the fuck alone. And if that meant that I had to die and go to fucking hell, then you didn't give a fuck, Elijah. Remember, you said all this shit to me. Elijah, remember when you told me that I wasn't fucking real? Elijah, remember when you told me that I didn't have all fucking power? Elijah, remember when you told me that I wasn't a God of love? Because I allowed you to go through these things. Because I allowed you to experience all of this pain and suffering. And you told me you didn't want anything to do with me. You told me that you hated my motherfucking guts. You told me you hated every fucking thing about me. Remember you said that, Elijah? And so I'm sitting there talking to God, and it's like, what the fuck has that got to do with why are these motherfuckers doing this shit to me? The shit you allowed me to go through ain't got shit to do with these nappy-head, raggedy-ass motherfuckers are breaking my heart. Ain't got shit to do with these motherfuckers packing up the kids and leaving. Ain't got shit to do with da-da-da-da. And what God had to show me was Elijah. Elijah. I needed you to experience what I experienced. Elijah, I needed you to understand something. Just like they couldn't see your intent, just like they couldn't see your motives, just like they couldn't see what you brought to the table, just like they couldn't see the good in you, you couldn't see that about me. You couldn't see and understand why you had to go through the hell you went through. You understand it now as an older person. You understand it now that you've done the motherfucking work. You understand it now that you and I have had some dialogue and we've conversated and chopped it up, and you faced your fears and your insecurities. You faced your abandonment and your hatred. You faced all of these issues. So now you understand the reason why you had to go through what you had to go through. Now you understand and you embrace and accept the pain and the suffering and the trauma and all the other shit that you've endured. And you worked on it and you healed it and you released that negative energy about those experiences. I needed these people to break your heart. I needed these people to abandon you, to reject you. I needed these people to dog you the fuck out. And I'm sitting there and the tears are running. But God, why? Why would you do this? God, I don't change my motherfucking life. God, I don't change my fucking perspective about who you are. Why would you, after all the motherfucking work I've done, after all the shit I've dealt with, after all the fucking pain I've released, after all the fucking trauma and fears and insecurities I've accomplished and overcame, why would you allow these people to do me this way? Why do I have to go through this shit? Ain't I gone through motherfucking enough? Ain't I suffered enough? Ain't I dealt with enough? And what God had to show me was, Elijah, I needed you to grow up to another level. I needed to take you higher. I needed to take you deeper in your spiritual growth and development. I needed to take you deeper in your healing. You've done great work, but I had to take you higher. I had to take you deeper. In order for your light to shine brighter. In order for you to have more wisdom, in order for you to have deeper wisdom, deeper understanding, I had to take you deeper. Elijah, now that you're more mature emotionally and spiritually, can you understand, can you recognize all the things that you told me about me? And now look at the women that have hurt you. Look at the women that have dogged you the fuck out. And you're frustrated because they couldn't see your intent. You're frustrated because they couldn't see your true love. You're frustrated because they couldn't see your true nature. And the fact that you adored them and you loved them so much. You would have been willing to sacrifice your life for them. You would have given them your all. And you gave them your all at the time. But it wasn't enough for them. They didn't appreciate it. They didn't value you. Elijah, this is karma. Elijah, this is you reaping what you've sown. Elijah, this is you getting a deeper understanding. They couldn't see your intentions. They couldn't see how full of love you were. They couldn't see what you wanted to accomplish with them. And so they left. They're doing the exact same thing that you did to me, Elijah. They're treating you how you treated me. I'm not mad at you, Elijah. This is not punishment, Elijah. This is me getting you to understand, man, you reap what you sow. But not only do you reap what you sow, but I needed you to understand that every single one of you is guilty and has been guilty of this exact same thing. of not seeing how much somebody values you, of not seeing how much somebody loves you, of not seeing how much somebody adored you and woo-doo-doo. Just like you were for these people right here. Elijah, there's been people in your life that's loved you and that's adored you and da-da-da-da-da, like me. There's people that only meant good for you. There's people that knew that you were going to go through some shit, but man, the motives are pure. It was all for your best interests. But you couldn't see that because you were caught up in your feelings. You couldn't see that because you had a victim mentality. You couldn't see it because you wasn't emotionally mature enough to handle it at the time. And it is what it is. You've got to grow up. You've got to understand there's not one of you are perfect. Not one of you are perfect. These women have broken your heart. Just like you broke my heart, Elijah. These women abandoned you and rejected you, Elijah, just like you abandoned and rejected me. It is what it is. We've got to grow up. Man, I hope and pray that I said something to encourage you, to inspire you, to even challenge your way of thinking. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.